Welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. I'm Michael Maddock and this is Paul O'Connor.
Here at Pop Culture Explosion, we do all the research, we gather the data, we wrap it up, and we give it to you. Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to talk about Captain America Civil War.
Yeah. Oh, that movie was amazing. We do need to warn you, though, this is going to be a spoiler-rich episode. If you have not seen the movie, pause this video, walk out the door, watch the movie, come back, start the show again, because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that happened in this movie, and trust me, a lot of stuff happened in this movie.
Yes.
Where do we begin, Mike? First of all,
where do you begin? The movie, this is like the greatest Marvel movie to date.
It is. Winter Soldier was when I saw the first Captain America movie, it was good, liked it. It was a one-time for me. I didn't want to see it a second or third time. I saw Winter Soldier, and I'm like, damn, that was a great espionage spy movie, and they just took this to a whole new level, and I was pumped, and I was thrilled, and it exceeded all my expectations.
This was like Avengers 2.5 or Iron Man 4 or
Captain America 3. Oh man, intro. So let's kind of break down. They introduced some new characters in this movie.
Yeah, so we got Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Talk about him for a minute.
I didn't follow Black Panther at all in the comic books. I don't think I ever read one. I knew of the Black Panther. He showed up. He was part of the Defenders, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the Defenders had a revolving door, so.
It could have been. So, but when I first saw him in the trailer, I saw his costume, I saw the claws, I'm like, damn. This guy's good. And we're talking about the type of martial arts that they were using with him. It was a different type of martial arts that we haven't seen before, like with Captain America and some of the other fighting techniques. This was new.
Yeah, I mean, they took like, most of these characters are super strong and all that, and they have all the fighting techniques, but, with Black Panther, they took it up a notch, or a few.
With the martial arts.
Amazing, like he was cat-like.
He was.
Well, I would say he had the agility like off the charts.
Mm-hmm. And what really I thought was cool was when you saw the Winter Soldier and Captain America fight in the second movie, and a little bit in this one, they seem fairly even matched. But it looks like the Black Panther is actually a better fighter than Winter Soldier. I mean, when those two were duking it out, I wasn't too concerned over the Black Panther.
Well, I think that Winter Soldier was just brute strength type of fighting, and Black Panther was like literally like a jiu-jitsu warrior or something going on there, for sure.
Yep. Another big thing that hit with this movie that made this so incredibly popular, and it made all the fans happy, was the Spider-Man crossover.
Yes. And I think we got just enough of Spider-Man.
No. When
we didn't feel cheated walking away from it. He didn't overpower the movie. It wasn't the focus of it, but he was there. We got enough of him.
He was the perfect amount of seasoning for this movie.
Yes.
When they went into the Queens, I knew exactly. Matter of fact, I think if it hit you on the arm during that movie,
say,
here goes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And when I look at a superhero, especially with alter egos, you got Spider-Man, you got Peter Parker, you got Batman, you got Bruce Wayne. I look at that actor going, can you pull off both of those characters? And I forgot the actor's name.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, thank you. He was a brilliant Peter Parker.
Overall, they did so well with it.
Yes. Tobey Maguire did a decent job as Peter Parker. He was realistic. He looked the part. Garth in Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Talk about Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. I'm not a fan.
I couldn't even watch Spider-Man.
He made a good Spider-Man, but he was too arrogant, too cocky, too good looking. There was no awkwardness about him as Peter Parker. This Peter Parker nailed it. And having him as
funny.
And funny.
He got the humor right with this incarnation.
One of the best lines in the movie was when Spider-Man was fighting, I want to say, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon, and they're like, "You're talking too much." Oh, really? I'm talking too much? I love that
I don't know if
part.
you've been in a fight before, but usually there's not as much talking.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
When he does the reference to Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
With Giant Man? Are you kidding? Giant Man's in the
Ant-Man.
movie? That was awesome.
That was awesome. First of all, I love the Ant-Man, the original, the movie that just came out 7 months ago. And when he blew himself up, that was
That was a
awesome.
great moment. And you never got a hint of that in pop culture anywhere, in the news. I mean, I did not see that coming.
No one saw
awesome
that coming.
surprise.
That was a really good thing that they did, and not just that though, but just the overall reaction from everyone in that fight, including the Ant-Man, that, well, he didn't kill himself in the process, which was really good. So speaking of which, we had this arc in the film. We have, the very beginning of the very first fight scene, which I thought was really well done. Then you had, it kind of slowed down a little bit when they were talking about the United Nations. They want to do this whole thing about putting the Avengers as a force, an arm of the government, basically.
Well, yeah, the Registration Act. Of course, yeah. And at the very beginning, I think after that first action sequence, that's where I was like, uh-oh, it's starting to slow down. They're sitting and talking. They're losing me. And then it was like, whoa, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Because some of these points where they did that with, like, the whatever, when they were in Wakanda, or the funeral scene, those kind of things, to me, I hate funeral scenes in movies, and it was slowing it down. But they pay it off with actual plot point that makes sense for the movie. The T'Challa's the king got killed. Okay, there's his motivation. Boom. When we were in the funeral scene for Agent Carter, the niece or whatever is speaking, she's it's speaking right to Cap, stand your ground.
Yes.
Don't back down. So those slower parts really speak.
And the scene with Tony Stark and the mother of the dead son that she blamed him for. The one
very meaningful plot points.
Yes, the biggest contrast, because we had two similar type movies. We had Batman versus Superman, and then we had the Civil War, which is Avenger versus Avenger. The thing with Batman versus Superman that never sold me was truly the conflict, the resolution. Never was sold in that story. In this, they gave us the conflict. They gave us the battle. Then there was that truce between Tony Stark and Captain America. There was a truce. And then the revelation.
Wow.
And I was always Team Captain America up until that point. The moment that Tony Stark realized that the Winter Soldier was responsible for the death of his parents, and he went all psycho on him, first of all, I bought it. I completely got it, and I switched sides. So when you had that final fight between Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Iron Man, my heart was actually going out for Tony Stark.
Yeah. Well, and coming up to this movie, I was never a fan of that whole in Civil War with the Registration Act and the whole thing, and I would totally be Team Cap. And you would think that Tony Stark, he's just a jerk and all this stuff, but actually watching the movie, you're like, well, no, he's not. I didn't feel like that with him at all, and I was still a fan. And I was, even though I still kind of sided with Cap, and in some points going, he's kind of going too far type of thing. Why doesn't he just, join his friends or whatever? I mean, it was just such a it was so well done.
And the humor they had,
off the chain.
just the perfect amount of humor.
The timing, in comedy, it's about the timing.
Yes.
And everything. I mean, just right in there. I mean, just the stuff where we're in their little Volkswagen Bug, and Winter Soldier's like telling Falcon to move his seat up, and he's like, no.
I hate you.
Moments like that, there's a lot of that.
I'm a Hawkeye fan. I like Hawkeye. I think he's a lot of fun. when he rescues the Scarlet Witch, he's going up against the Vision, and he's like, "Oh, I should have stretched today." I mean, just stupid lines like that.
Whacking him with stuff, and it's breaking
nothing's
off the
happening.
Vision. I mean, just a lot of comedy in there. I mean,
So there's really
what else could we say about it? I mean,
two thumbs up. It was
thumbs up. It's one of those high replay value. You could see that movie over and over and over again. I could watch that scene at the airport and just put that on a loop.
I'm actually going to be taking my daughters next Saturday to go see it, and my dad as well. My dad hasn't committed yet, but I'm going to guilt him into going.
Bring the family.
Bring the family. It's a lot of fun.
And if you haven't seen it, you
should be watching this. So there.
If you have seen it, then you're. I don't know where.
So, Mike, on a scale to 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
This is a 10 for me.
This is your first 10.
This is my first 10 ever.
Yeah.
I think.
And before we started this episode, normally we like to do the good, the bad, the ugly, and we came to the conclusion that there was no ugly. The only bad part was his bladder got full and he had to leave before.
I missed the end of the movie. I had to leave, and I come back in the credits, and I'm like.
And by the way, there is a soft spot if you haven't seen the movie yet, where you can leave for 5 minutes to go to the bathroom real quick, and you won't miss much. For myself, I gave it a 10 as well. I have not given a movie a clear 10 in quite some time. Nothing was distracting. It was a 2.5 hour long film that happened like that.
Yeah, that's the thing too. This runtime was, I want to say, slightly longer than Batman vs Superman, but you didn't notice it. I mean, it was, whew, oh, this is a great movie. You're having a good time. It didn't happen with Batman. It was kind of like I was looking at my watch.
So the next Marvel movie we get to look forward to is Doctor Strange, and that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
I think
looks good. Looks good. We should do like a trailer review or something on that.
We'll eventually do a trailer review on that. So everyone, thank you for watching today's episode. If you agreed with what we said, if you disagreed, if you have any thoughts to add, please put it in the comments below. So everyone, thank you for watching this, and if you have any thoughts or suggestions, put them in the comments below. So please. If you enjoyed this episode, like, share, and subscribe.
That's right, and make sure to check us out on Facebook, because we're on Facebook now.
I know, there's this fancy new thing called Facebook. I didn't know they existed. I'm like, holy crap, this is really cool. So,
Facebook.com/popcultureexplosion.
Peace out.